All right, you guys, we are back. It's your boy Q, and up next we have Drake Unfazed, a Kendrick Lamar beef after concerns over feeling defeated, which I feel like people definitely made assumption based on like the pictures from like the Michael Rubin party where he kind of looked a little down. I know they quickly released like photos with him and the Glorilla, and also like his appearance at that club, and he was just hanging out, and he did look like kind of solemn. But yeah, enough dilly dallying. Again, shout out to Chick Smooth for the video.
Whatever you do, don't believe them. Don't believe your lying eyes. Everything is fine. Drake is fine. Toronto's fine. Canada's fine. Everything is fine. Well,
Dude, that sounds like somebody is like trying to convince himself that everything is fine.
that's according to DJ Carnage, now known as Gordo, who in a recent interview spoke on how Drake is actually feeling great. He's been happy and, quote, jolly. Complete 180 from what everyone on the internet thinks Drake is going through right now. What's up, y'all? It's your man Talkless World reporting for...
I bet you maybe he feels like a weight's been lifted off his shoulders. Like, I guess maybe he feels like the worst is already past. But him trying to like re-engage and stuff like that, if to think that Kendrick isn't preparing himself, you'd be a terrible miscalculation on Drake's part. He must know that Kendrick is going to have a rebuttal as soon as he drops something. He might pull the whole like switcheroo again and like drop like 30 minutes after.
For the Chick Smooth channel, we got to talk about this. Before we get to that, recently Lil Yachty put out a new record with Drake through Kai Cenat. At this time, it's not officially released. Some, including academics, believe that this song was one of the cuts that didn't make it onto For All the Dogs. And this cool, laid-back road trip type of song has been getting a lot of great feedback, except for Lil Yachty's part. From the production to the writing to the mixing, Lil Yachty had a strong influence in it. So much so,
it sounded like his flow. I know people are gonna say maybe that Yachty wrote it too. Yachty has written for multiple artists.
That even for my favorite song, Jumbotron Poppin', Lil Yachty wrote that song verbatim, word for word. All the flows were Yachty's. So if you don't like Yachty's part or Yachty's music in general, it's not because he's not good at making music. Actually, he's one of the most
you might just not like Yachty.
talented musicians in the world right now. It's just his voice. I said this before, and I'll say it again. If Lil Yachty sounded like Future, he would be Michael Jackson. But I digress. So while promoting his
he would be Future.
new project Diamante, Gordo, formerly known as DJ Carnage, talked about Drake, who's featured on the project, saying Drake has been, quote, happy-ish since his rap beef with Kendrick Lamar. Quote, ever since all this happened, I've seen him happier. It's really weird. He's pretty jolly. He will continue saying, the internet makes it seem like, oh, that photo, he's all sad and that's just a bad photo from a bad camera.
I bet you it's not a bad camera at all. Like it's a lot of these photos are altered. Sometimes people do put up stuff without them getting to it first. Angles are very important as well. But yeah, this is the photo that everyone was like, damn, like the beef has aged him. Like he's starting to look like Dennis. But I doubt it's a bad camera, fam. This is the Michael Rubin party. It's like a billionaire party.
Gordo told People, as in People magazine, not just random people. But because it's him, it's put under a magnifying glass like, oh, look at his eyes. He's looking a little droopy. He hasn't slept. But the guy's been happy-ish, to be honest. He's chilling. And Gordo makes EDM house music, so I'm sure with those vibes, it's tough to be in a bad mood, even if that's how he actually felt. But probably he just feels...
I mean, the good thing is when you're being creative, you can kind of lose yourself in the process. You can lose yourself in the process and really just focus in on this creation. When I'm making beats, it's like, yo, like, honestly, it's so therapeutic. It's like everything else does just go away and you're just focused and locked in on making this, like, this art. Whatever your art, whatever your passion is, when you're, like, locked in, like, really, that's all you really think about. But yeah, like that's good for him for defending him. That was a bad picture though.
He was relieved that his biggest competition, his biggest war that he would have had in the rap game is over now, or at least seemingly over. But what do you think about the situation?
It may have looked seemingly over like maybe a few weeks ago, but Drake hasn't stopped like sneak dissing him and throwing subs, wearing Pac shirts, like buying Pac's car and doing things that seems like he's gonna re-engage. If he re-engages, obviously it's like anything is like possible, you know. He could definitely, if he does it right, he could definitely turn the tides. But like, you're doing all this and you're telegraphing this, and I'm pretty sure Kendrick, like I said earlier, is like working as well. So you got to account for that. If you're gonna do this stuff, just make your like club, make your pop records and stuff like that, and cook and attack with the element of surprise. You telegraphing all this stuff basically means something's coming, and you're going toe to toe with somebody who like literally is passionate about the details and stuff like that. Everything has an intention, from like a piece of clothing he's wearing to like just like a aesthetic of the video. Like he's moving with intention. So you got to think that like he's seeing all these moves telegraphed, and he already had like 5 records like in the tuck that just never made the light of day because the beef was over. But as soon as he drops something, as soon as if Drake drops a diss or something that's like assumed to be a diss, like, is it really unexpected if Kendrick drops a record? I don't think so. He's already proven that I will drop 20 minutes after you and I'll hit you with another record the next morning. So yeah, man, just if you're gonna re-engage, do it smart, be tactical. Like the 48 Laws of Power, fam. Like I feel like Drake would be the type of person that would definitely read that. But maybe he just needs to brush up on it. The situation is crazy. It doesn't look like it's done. For some reason, I feel like it's gonna right now it's like a cold war and it can pop off at any second.
Are you looking forward to new Drake music? Did you hear that new song with Lil Yachty? Did you like it? Rate it from 1 to 10 with no 7s because cool, 7s are a cop-out. I'll see you in the comment section. Peace.
Like it did sound like a record that was kind of a throwaway from like another album that was already done. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Drake is at that point right now where I feel like anything he does is going to get criticized. And that's just how it is, you know? Like he lost the beef and people are looking at him a certain way. That's not to say that he can't, like I said earlier, change the tides, but be smarter about this, like strategize a little better. Don't telegraph all your moves. If you're letting him know that you're going to hit him, he's preparing to counter and hit you back because you're telling him what you're doing. So yeah, man, I feel like the element of surprise is already like gone. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this like actually does pop off, but it kind of looks like it's going to. It may not be right now, but to say they're not cooking up would be like an erroneous statement. It is dope that Drake is making music because you can really lose yourself creatively. And yeah, when you're in that state, like that flow state, I know he probably like, it's probably the most comfortable environment he could probably be in right now, especially with all the stuff that's been going on. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Drake is like happy? Obviously, no one wants like no one to be like on some depressed shit. But yeah, it's tough not to feel down after like, dude, it feels like the industry like kind of turned their back on you and no one really was fucking with you. And the fact that a lot of fans did flip. And that's like I said, it could always change, but right now it's not looking great. Right now it's definitely up in the air. He's still like probably one of the most successful artists of all time. I don't really think that's going to change because people around the world, they really don't really care about like this. They don't even know what the fuck he's saying. You know, they just want a cool bop to sing to, maybe do a TikTok to, and they Gucci. But as far as him, I feel like he is somebody that does crave like the validation of the culture. You can tell. You could tell he loves hip hop. You could tell him saying he does rap, and I feel like he does love the art. But I feel like it was like these two people are in two different lanes, like their styles, the type of music they choose to create, and yeah, it was always going to be a tough matchup. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Guys, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much. Like, this is dope, man. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Yeah, if you fuck around, Kendrick come like trounce on you again. Yeah, man. Be very, very mindful of your next moves, man. I'll telegraph everything.